Sarah Mitchell was out walking her dog Teddy in the woods right behind their house. And then Teddy just stopped, standing completely still, staring at something on the ground. Sarah ran over to see what was going on, and when she got close enough to look, she found Teddy standing over a tiny baby bird, gently licking it over and over, like he was trying to comfort it, like he already knew exactly what to do. She picked the bird up tearfully in her hands and looked it over for a minute. Then she texted her husband right away to let him know what happened. Her husband, Michael, told her to look around first, see if the parents were anywhere nearby. But there was nothing. No nest, no mother bird, no father bird, nobody coming back for this little guy. So Sarah brought him home. Once they were inside, Sarah fed the tiny bird with so much love, so much care. And the poor thing was clearly starving because he ate right out of her hand without any hesitation at all. After he was fed, Sarah built him a little home, a basket lined with soft straw and grass, something warm, something safe, somewhere he could actually feel comfortable. And that's exactly how Sarah Mitchell, without ever planning to, took full responsibility for a baby bird with no home and no parents left. She fed him at least 2, sometimes 3 times every single hour, and every single time she went to feed him, Teddy showed up too. The second Sarah moved toward that basket, Teddy came running, trying to get in on whatever food was happening. Sarah stayed a little worried through all of this. She kept thinking, what if Teddy doesn't understand? What if his instincts just take over one day? So little by little, she started teaching Teddy that this bird was his friend, someone he needed to protect, never someone to hurt. She named the bird Blue. That little bird acted like he was hungry 24 hours a day. Sarah would feed him, walk away for 5, maybe 10 minutes, and he'd already be calling out for more, loud, non-stop. The first few days, Sarah found that exhausting, if she's being honest, but it didn't take long before she wasn't bothered by it at all, because somewhere in there, without even noticing, she had completely fallen in love with this bird. Just 2 weeks later, Blue had grown so much, full feathers now. And a few days after that, Sarah noticed something incredible. Color coming into his feathers. Black, blue, gray, white, all those colors slowly showing up like nature was painting him in real time. He'd been adorable as a tiny baby, but now he looked mature, beautiful. Every morning, Blue would sit by the window and soak up the sunlight, and whenever he got hungry, he'd call out for his mom Sarah until she came running. The more Blue grew, the more Sarah noticed something else happening, a real friendship forming between Teddy and Blue, which honestly is completely outside anything you'd expect. A dog and a wild bird becoming best friends. Sometimes Sarah would grab one of those electric bug zapper rackets, kill a few bugs flying around the house, and bring them straight to Blue as a little treat. Sarah owns a hair and nail salon, and whenever she went to work, she brought Blue with her, her baby, right by her side. The funny part? Blue puts on a whole show for her clients. Different poses, little antics, whatever mood he's in that day. He's basically the entertainment now. By this point, Blue was almost fully grown. He could really fly. And the thing that gave Sarah the most peace, watching how deep the bond between Teddy and Blue had become. These two were stuck together now, constantly. In the beginning, Sarah had been so scared to leave Blue alone with Teddy. Now, she didn't think twice about it, because she understood completely just how real that friendship was. When Teddy and Blue sat by the window to eat, a few neighborhood cats would show up outside and try to join in. They never made it through the door, though. Blue started wandering from room to room like he owned the place, so Sarah eventually set up a proper little cage inside the house for him too, a real home base. And if that troublemaker ever spotted extra water sitting out anywhere, he wasted zero time. Straight into it, full bath, no hesitation. Then he'd run outside afterward to dry off his feathers. Around this time, Blue started going outside more and more with Sarah. And the first time she took him out with absolutely no cage, no restrictions, nothing holding him back, she was terrified. Because at the end of the day, this was still a wild bird. She figured the second he saw open sky, he'd just take off, fly away into the life he actually belonged to. He didn't. Because somewhere along the way, Blue had stopped being a wild bird who just happened to live with a person. He'd become a bird who genuinely, deeply loved his mom. He knew flying away meant freedom. He also knew it meant he'd never feel that kind of love again. And he chose the love, every single time. Sarah understood that completely, so she stopped keeping him locked in a cage or trapped indoors. She let him be free, which meant he could go play outside with those same neighborhood cats who used to just watch through the glass, cause a little trouble, explore, do his own thing. Turns out, Blue just wants to belong to everyone he meets. That's who he is. And that makes this family incredibly happy, because they didn't just save an abandoned baby bird that day in the woods, they gave him an entire life, a full one, a good one. That's really the whole point of loving animals the way we do. We feel joy, we feel sadness, every emotion we go through, they go through too. The only difference is we can say it out loud, and they can't. They can't tell us what they need, even when they're desperate for us to understand. So the very least we can do is treat them with the same love we'd want for ourselves. Eventually, once Blue was fully grown, Michael built him something special, a real wooden house, right out in their yard, just for Blue. They weren't kicking him out, that was never the plan. What they wanted was for Blue to keep living as part of their family, while also getting the chance to build a life of his own, to go out into the woods, find a mate, and maybe, one day, bring her back home to start a family, right there, in that little wooden house they built just for him. So now, the real question is, do you think Blue's actually going to go out there, find himself a partner, come back and settle down in that house, build a nest, lay eggs? Let us know what you think down in the comments. And if you want to see what happens next with Blue's story, make sure you're subscribed, because trust me, you are not going to want to miss this next chapter.